I wasn't planning on recording anything today, so this video is completely improvised. Ergo, it could be an absolute car crash. But I got home from work and started scrolling through TikTok, and very quickly went down one of the strangest rabbit holes I've ever been in. Trust me, what we're about to see is the weirdest thing you'll see all day. But in order to get there, we need to first see a TikTok from a young lady here in England asking a question to which most of us already know the answer.
I'm gonna ask a dumb question, but I need it to be answered. Why are there so many redheads in Scotland and Ireland? I don't know if this is a dumb question, please help me answer it, but why are there only really so many gingers in one area in Scotland and Ireland? There's not many in England where I'm at. So I'm just wondering why this is. Is there a historical origin? Is there, you know, some sort of cult that's been started in Scotland and Ireland? Because I'm trying to join. I genuinely don't understand why there's so, you know, the highest percentage of gingers in those areas. Can somebody explain to me? I'm going to come on TikTok because someone will know the answer. So please let me know. Because I'm...
So most people will know the answer to that question, but for anyone who doesn't, I'll try and cover it as briefly as possible. If we think about the totality of human history, it's only very recently that people have started moving around. Yes, for centuries, traders have been up and down the Silk Road, and people like my ancestors, the Vikings, murdered their way around Europe. But many people would live their entire lives without travelling more than a mile or so from where they were born. Often they would have married their own cousins. Imagine that in 2025, if there was a group of people daft enough to still want to marry their own cousins. So, the reason that there are redheads in Scotland and Ireland is to do with human beings and our relationship with the sun. As humans, we need sunlight to synthesize vitamin D. But sunlight also carries harmful UV rays, and the hotter the sunlight, the more dangerous it is. Ergo, throughout history, people living in countries nearest the equator, where it's hottest, had more melanin in their skin, eyes and hair, because if you have darker skin, eyes and hair, you're more able to withstand the harmful rays of the sun. Which is why many African people can work outside all day, something that was exploited by the transatlantic slave trade. I hasten to add it was ended by the British. Whereas, if someone lives in a colder country, where there isn't as much sunlight, they don't need to have dark hair or dark skin. So when we take countries like Scotland and Ireland, countries where there isn't too much sunlight, because let's be blunt, no one said, I'm off to Dundee for the weekend, I'd best pack the factor 50, or a week in Dublin, I'll make sure I've got my swimwear. In fact, many years ago, I asked a Scotsman, does it rain much in Scotland? And his reply was, only when it isn't snowing. So the Scots and the Irish, living in cold, wet, miserable countries, they need the vitamin D, but they're unlikely to get sunburn, hence they have pale skin and red hair. Add to that historically, Celts are fucking good at fighting, therefore they don't get conquered, ergo they don't breed with any other races. That being said, there's a joke that goes, Irish women used to have white skin and orange hair, and now they have white hair and orange skin, because they're having the hair bleached and getting the spray tans done. And to be honest, the last time I went to Belfast, every other woman looked a bit like Donald Trump in drag. So now we've established why, historically at least, different humans had different colour, skin and hair. Now we'll meet the same young woman again, and we're about to go down the rabbit hole.
Please, I beg of you, don't come at me for this. Tell me why I've just heard that gingers are black. I've got a few questions. Number one, why? Number two, am I now considered biracial? Number three, am I invited to the cookout? Those are my three questions. Why did I open my comment section, everyone's saying you're one of us? I'm literally searching up on TikTok, gingers are black people? And people are genuinely saying this. Now, I've heard this before, would never obviously make a video on it because I don't think it's my place to speak on such activities. However, I've definitely heard that ginger people are the black people of white people. Now, I obviously...
Gingers are the black people of white people. What does that mean? We know people with darker skin can withstand more sunlight. Most gingers are like fucking vampires. The first hint of sunshine and they're, I'm burning, I'm burning. I don't get it. It makes no sense. Walking up here, I've been racking my brain trying to think, what do ginger people and black people have in common? And sadly, the only thing I could think of is that in Britain in the 1970s, both of those groups would regularly get beaten up. So where did this rabbit hole come from? Well, it's from a TikTok that went viral a few days ago.
I just need to remind y'all again, everyone who is ginger, who has red hair, those are black people. All gingers are black people. If they have red hair, they are black. You see a white man with red hair, that's a black man. You see a white woman with red hair, that's a black woman. Gingers are black. All gingers.
Well, it's nice to have a scientific peer-reviewed piece of evidence to go off. She's just saying it. She's just saying that gingers are black. What world are we living in now? Up is down, left is right, nothing makes any fucking sense. And then I went further down the rabbit hole looking for an explanation, and I found this.
Why are some gingers considered black? Because most gingers are just albinos. These are Dravidian people from India. You can see they are heavily melanated with straight hair. When they are an albino, you get a ginger, or maybe someone with blonde hair. But this is probably why you hear people say, gingers are black people.
If anyone can make it make sense, please help me, because first up, those people weren't black, they were Asian. And albinos are not gingers, they have a genetic defect that means they get to play villains in low-budget action movies. So next time I'm north of the border, up in Scotland, and I get chatting to a man called Hamish McDougall, am I meant to say to him, "Sir, I apologise to you for the sins of my ancestors against your people," and then ask him if his great-grandfather was Louis fucking Armstrong? Anyway, that's the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, please do like and subscribe if you haven't already. If you could leave a like or a comment, that helps the algorithm. If you'd like to support me in making these videos, there are links in the description to my Patreon and Buy Me a Coffee. And as ever, thanks for watching. I wasn't planning on recording, fucking tit, 4 seconds. So 99% of people watching that, what about fucked it up already? So 99% of people watching that TikTok will know the answer to why there are so many redheads in Scotland and Ireland. Bollocks. Whereas Italians tend to have an olive complexion, dark hair and dark eyes. But on the island of Sicily, many Sicilians have the same complexion, but they often have blonde hair and blue eyes. And the reason for that is that Sicily was invaded that many fucking times, and the invaders bred with the locals, that they're now a distinct group. Oh, fucking bollocks to it. It's nice to see some peer-reviewed fucking bollocky wanky twat. You see, if I was ginger, I would have just caught fire. To any redheads watching, I am only joking. Your people gave us Jessica Chastain and Bryce Dallas Howard, and for that I'm eternally grateful.